There are rules in the 3D industry that nobody writes down. You won't find them in tutorials. You won't see them explained inside software like Blender. But if you ignore them, your progress becomes slow, confusing, and frustrating. And the weird part is, most experienced 3D artists follow these rules automatically, but beginners never hear about them. So today we're breaking down 6 invisible rules of 3D that can completely change how you learn, work, and grow as an artist. And rule number 4 is the one that usually separates hobbyists from professionals. Before we start, these are not software tricks, secret shortcuts, hidden buttons. These are mindset and workflow rules that experienced artists eventually discover the hard way. But if you understand them early, you skip years of confusion. Let's start with the first one. Beginners often spend weeks trying to perfect one scene. Perfect lighting, perfect materials, perfect modeling. But professional artists know something different. In real projects, deadlines matter more than perfection. Finishing projects teaches you more than endlessly polishing one render. Because every finished project exposes new mistakes, new workflows, new ideas. Progress in 3D comes from volume, not perfection. This is a trap many beginners fall into. They think switching software will suddenly improve their work. But the truth is, an artist who understands lighting, composition, and form can create great work in almost any tool. Even if you switch between software like Blender or Unreal Engine 5, the underlying artistic principles stay the same. Tools change. Foundations don't. What tools don't make artists really means? It means your skill as an artist matters more than the software you use. Many beginners think, if I switch to better software, my work will suddenly look professional. But that's usually not what improves the work. What improves the work are fundamental artistic skills. Imagine 2 artists. Artist A uses very advanced software like Autodesk Maya, but they don't understand lighting, composition, shape design. Their renders still look weak. Artist B uses simpler software like Blender, but they understand how light affects surfaces, how to compose a shot, how to design strong shapes. Their work looks much better. Why? Because art knowledge matters more than the tool. Think about cameras. A beginner might buy a very expensive camera, but if they don't understand lighting, framing, timing, their photos still look average. Meanwhile, a skilled photographer can take amazing photos even with a basic camera. The skill of the photographer matters more than the camera. The same thing happens in 3D. You can switch between tools like Blender, Cinema 4D, Autodesk Maya, but the core artistic skills remain the same. Lighting, composition, form, storytelling. Those are the things that actually make renders look good. Beginners often chase tools. Professionals focus on principles. Tools change every few years, but artistic principles stay valuable for decades. You could explain it like this. A lot of beginners think switching software will make their work better, but great artists can create strong visuals in almost any tool. Because the real skill isn't the software, it's understanding light, shape, and composition. Now here's something interesting. The next rule is one that almost every beginner breaks, and it quietly slows down their improvement. Let's talk about it. Tutorials are great. They help you learn tools. But if your entire learning process is just following tutorials step by step, something dangerous happens. You become good at copying instructions, not solving problems. The moment a project requires creativity or decision-making, you get stuck. Real growth happens when you start asking, how would I solve this myself? That's when you move from student mode to artist mode. This is the rule that surprises many people. Professional 3D work isn't just creating beautiful images. A lot of time is spent on things like fixing topology, optimizing assets, troubleshooting renders, adjusting workflows, communicating with teams. The glamorous part is only a small piece of the process. Understanding this early makes the industry much less frustrating. Most of the time you spend working is not actually making art. When beginners imagine being a 3D artist, they picture something like this. You open your software, create a beautiful scene, render it, and you're done. But real projects are very different. In reality, a lot of your time is spent on things that feel more like problem-solving than art. For example, you might spend hours fixing small technical issues. Maybe the topology of a model is messy and it breaks during animation. Maybe the lighting looks good in the viewport, but the render suddenly looks wrong. Maybe the scene becomes so heavy that your computer struggles to render it. All of these things require time to troubleshoot. So instead of modeling something cool, you might spend half your day adjusting geometry, optimizing assets, or fixing render settings. And that's completely normal. This happens whether you're working in software like Blender or other industry tools. Another thing beginners don't expect is revision work. In professional projects, the first version of your work is rarely the final version. A client might say, "Can we change the lighting? Can the product look more premium? Can we move the camera slightly?" Small changes like that can sometimes take hours. So a big part of being a professional artist is learning to adjust, refine, and iterate, not just create something once. Then there's also technical preparation. Before a project can even be used, assets often need to be optimized. For example, game assets may need lower polygon counts before being exported into engines like Unreal Engine 5. That means reducing geometry, adjusting textures, and making sure everything runs efficiently. None of that feels like art, but it's part of the job. And here's the important mindset shift. Professional 3D artists are not just creators. They are visual problem solvers. The more comfortable you become with the technical side of the process, the faster you grow in the industry. Because the truth is, the final render might take 5 minutes to look at, but the process behind it could take many hours of preparation, fixing, and refining. Once you understand this rule, something interesting happens. You stop feeling frustrated when projects take longer than expected. Instead, you start realizing that solving those problems is actually part of becoming a professional artist. But here's where things get even more interesting. Because the next rule has nothing to do with skill. It determines how fast your career grows. You could be incredibly talented, but if nobody sees your work, opportunities rarely appear. Sharing projects, posting progress, and building a visible portfolio matters. Not because of ego, but because opportunities usually come from people discovering your work. Many successful artists didn't just improve their skills, they also improved their visibility. This might be the most important rule of all. Studios and clients don't hire artists just to make cool things. They hire people who can solve problems with visuals. That might mean explaining a product clearly, building efficient game assets, creating visuals for marketing campaigns. When you understand the problem behind the project, your work becomes far more valuable. So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. The biggest lessons in 3D aren't hidden inside software menus. They're hidden in how professionals think about their work. Once you start following these invisible rules, your learning becomes faster, your projects become smarter, and your growth becomes much more intentional. If you want to learn the strategic side of becoming a 3D artist, not just which buttons to press, subscribe. On this channel, we talk about building real 3D careers, understanding the industry, and developing skills that stay valuable long-term. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the biggest mistake that quietly ruins most 3D portfolios. Trust me, almost everyone makes it. I'll see you in the next one.